we have the vest, the long sleeve shirt. It's officially winter time. So, let's talk about how college is nothing like the movies. Hello everyone, it's Kay again, and yes, I'm still here. So let's cut to the chase. You want to know what it's like to be a college student in a pandemic. You want to know how to have a successful experience. Well, if you are here to have the time of your life, as your parents have led you on for 18 years, like mine, if you are here for the data by data, step-by-step analysis to have that perfect GPA and be able to go to employers and graduate schools and be like, wow, he's so educated. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know jack squat. I barely made it through this semester. I'm one of the many Africans that, despite the perpetuate stereotype, that is not really good in school. But if you want to talk about numbers, let's talk about numbers. This semester, I successfully received a 3.8 GPA. I am on track to being on my university's dean's list by the end of 2021. But my mind is older. Even though I won't be giving you the perfect equation for success, what I do have is my knowledge, my insight, my experiences. So, let's hop on right into this. So let's talk about college in a nutshell. So you probably are wondering, or maybe you're not wondering, you're still a little confused. My advice for you, specifically in terms of choosing a college, or just the college experience in general, know why the frick you're going. Because A, it's expensive, B, it's your livelihood, and C, what else would you lose? I truly felt that college was just a stepping stone into getting a job. I kind of just thought because, I had African parents, so I kind of had to go to college, but I didn't really know what was the necessity of getting a little piece of paper that validated my intellectual competence, which is,
Wait a damn minute.
I have enough opinions on the US's higher education system, but honestly, I've really grown to understand and really value the necessity of having a college degree. Whether that is to get a job, go to graduate school, or even to use those applied lessons in an internship. It's very valuable to know the processes of getting a college degree, because I feel like nowadays, social media aspect of college is just making it seem like all you do is party and the quote-unquote college experience, but not even validating the education, the life lessons, the learning, and everything under the sun. If you don't understand that much, you may make it through the highs of college, but you're not going to make it through the lows. I remember when I was choosing my university, I really wanted to find a college that would give me everything that I would need, that would nurture me, that would educate me, but also give me the free range for me to be able to do what I want and also pursue my dreams to the fullest and be super supportive of me. People don't really think about that when they choose a university, but for me, that was very, very important. And I haven't really publicly stated where I go to college, but I feel like based on my videos, you probably might have already known, I go to Drake University. It is a school in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm a multimedia journalism and public relations major with a potential minor in Japanese. So now that we kind of know a little bit about what I'm studying, let's hop on to the academic side of college. Academics become a lot heavier when you go to college, and I expected this, as every other person should. If you don't, I feel really bad for you. My advice would definitely be to review some topics over the summer before you head into your major so that you're already ahead. And I feel like the significant advantage that I had was that a lot of my classes were writing based, were media based, were lab based. So when I got to college, basically doing what I'm doing now, which is YouTube, film, photography, writing, stuff I was doing already before I got to college, I wasn't really worried about having those skill sets, and it definitely gave me an advantage because when I went into some of my classes, I already had previous knowledge and was actually able to use some of the skills and even some of the projects that I've done for future assignments in my university. If you are kind of worried and you don't understand what you're doing, it's fine. If you're in the development stage of Erik Erikson's stages of identity role confusion, boy, I understand. It's 2020, y'all. If you're starting to figure out what your program of study is right now, that would be a good time to start, especially for you rising seniors, because it is not good if you don't know what you want to study when you get to college and you are literally paying thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to the government. Yeah, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Another thing that you really should know about college is time management is key. It is the holy grail to surviving college. I'm not kidding you. College gets so stressful and irregular that if you don't have a stable form of planning out your time, if you're not good at managing when things are due, when you have events, when you have projects and meetings, you are going to fall apart. So my remedy is simply one thing. A planner. I cannot stress to you enough that buying a planner is the most valuable thing you will ever purchase in your life. I'm telling you right now, I can name a few instances where I even forgot to do assignments as freaking planny as I was. So I feel like for people that don't really have a stable regimen of planning their days out because they were able to get away with it in high school, boy, you better have a reality check because that ain't gonna work in college. And most of the time, your professors will not tell you when things are due. I knew this coming in, but it's like a reality check once you get there. They don't tell you when it's due. If you're lucky, they'll send you an email reminding you it's due, like the day before, if that. Because I know one of my professors, they didn't tell anything. They were just like, here's a syllabus, do it, type it in, turn in your assignments. If you forget it, oh well, it's a 0. Just kidding. My professors are pretty nice. But some professors aren't like that. Once you get to college and you're starting to join different activities and you have a lot more of a plate on your schedule, you definitely really need to make sure you're managing your time properly, because you don't want to have too many commitments on your plate and you're not able to influence time and energy into all of them. So I would recommend choosing about 2 to 3 activities that you truly love, that you truly enjoy, rather than joining a bunch of little different things just to be involved in stuff, and then you're stretched so thin that you forget about school. Yeah, that has happened to a lot of people in my university, because there's something called Drake Busy. Basically, Drake students are all about having fun and they love representing their school. So much so that they'll do like 6, 7, 8 extracurriculars. Normal. That is normal at my school. I say what? I did 3 extracurriculars and I barely made it through. So if you're doing like 6, 7, 8 things and doing school, boy, Quizlet is your best friend. Your best friend. Is it good of me to tell you this? No. Should you do it? Yes. Well, most of the time, teachers are lazy and they won't want to actually make the assignment. They will just type in something that they found on a textbook, copy and paste it into an assignment and give it to you. If you have classes like that, just use the Quizlet. You have better things to do with your time, trust me. Just go on Quizlet and get those answers and skedaddle. You have better things to do. You will have harder classes and you will have things to put more time and energy into. Use Quizlet. Your GPA, point blank, does not matter. It's secondary on your job application. I did not lie.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
I'm not kidding. Bro, make sure you paying attention to your guidelines for your job. Because if you don't meet a 4.0 GPA, why work that hard? I'm not telling you to not work hard and to not put effort into all of your classes, because you really should be, because you are paying for them. But you shouldn't panic if you don't get that perfect GPA or if you didn't do so well on a test. Oh my goodness, it's college. They're gonna be expecting you to have internships, job, and actual real life experiences rather than having straight A's on your transcript. Because trust me, they don't care. Unless you're going to med school, unless you're going to law school, once you finish your bachelor's degree, even for some master programs and internships, you don't even have to put your GPA on your resume. All it matters is that you graduated. So some people, especially if you didn't know that, are like, why did I do all this work for? I would recommend just focusing on you and learning in your classes rather than trying to finesse a system to get an A in every single class. Now it's time to get into the social scene of college. This is the Lord knows what. The time of your life that we're supposed to have in college, the part where we actually are supposed to have our dreams come true, and I can be that Asian side character that opens your mind and actually tells you what you need to hear, and you're just like, wow, I never knew this happened. That's what the social scene is supposed to be, but it's not. I know, especially when it comes to freshmen, you really want to get involved in Greek life. You want to have that football game experience in 2020. You can wait. You can wait. First of all, do you have money for Greek life? Number two, it's a mental stress of balls because you have so many things on your plate. I was very adamant on not joining Greek life. I just didn't really like what it stood for me personally. I feel like the whole cliquey vibe, intimacy that they have is kind of exclusive, and I've seen quite a lot of stories on YouTube about people not having great experiences with it. So be mindful of being able to handle Greek life if you can, because some social scenes and sororities and fraternities are quite toxic. Please save yourself the trouble and wait a year and just understand yourself. You're a freshman, you're 18 years old, you're out of your house. I wouldn't try to get involved in so many things to make yourself stressed, because college in and of itself with just the classes is already stressful. So I would like to take a little bit of that pressure off you by saying just to wait a little bit longer before joining any of those type of things. This kind of encompasses a lot of different things, specifically when it comes to dorm life. I will definitely say that's probably the most amazing and probably the most fun part about college is that you're not living with your parents anymore, which if you live in an ethnic environment, you know, if you have the opportunity to leave, you leave. Period, point blank, period. I know everyone, they just want to get out of the house. We want to leave. We're under a roof all the time. We want to be on our own, by ourselves. Be careful. Be very careful with that mindset, because you don't want to go somewhere and you act up crazy and then you end up doing things that you shouldn't, and it's going to be pain on your consequences. Your parents are not there to help you. It doesn't even matter if you're in-state or if you're out of state. Your parents can't help you. They are far away, no matter if you're 20, 30 minutes away or 6 hours away in my case. It's important that you have responsibility and you take the integrity to make sure that everything is in line so that you can actually have a fun experience, especially when it comes to your dorms. Now, luckily for me, you might have seen in a lot of my videos, now I have a single dorm. I do not have dorm mates because I don't want to spread disease to people right now. Plus, I really do like solitary living. I like having my own space. It is a little expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's worth it for the time being of COVID. I can easily get a dorm next year or maybe even the year after, just not right now. I feel like, especially if you have the finances to get a single dorm, actually get a single dorm, because I truly feel like, especially at my university, people were getting like COVID left and right in terms of like people getting exposed to people. So like, if you have the opportunity, especially if you go to Drake, get a single dorm. It will do you wonders. Especially when it comes to dorms, I truly do feel like you need to be a little careful because dorms have bugs, and I have encountered quite a few cockroaches. Be careful and make sure you call your facility people as soon as they come in. I was kind of a person that was like, I'll just make do with what I have. As long as they don't bother me, they will. And then they started calling left and right and left and right and left and right. And I just started freaking out. And like my mom was like, what the frick brack are you doing? You know cockroaches lay eggs, right? And I was like, yeah, not my proudest moment, but you know, you live and you learn. And especially if you're living with a roommate, you're gonna have to have a little bit more assertion. You're gonna have to have more interpersonal skills. If you're not best friends with your roommate, that can be very tough. You don't have to be friends with your roommate to have a good time. I mean, I can't really speak from experience because I was in a single dorm, but I've heard from a lot of my other friends at my school that you just have to talk with people even if you don't like them and just be able to live with them. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be living with that person for the whole semester, more or less the whole year. So you gotta build some type of livable relationship, otherwise your life is going to be complete for it. Now this leads me into my next point, which is the amazing,
actually not amazing, actually kind of horrible,
dining halls. Bring yo condiments. Yo condiments, bring them. Dining hall food, especially if you go to Drake and you go to Hubble, you need condiments because the flavorless food, especially coming from a Nigerian household where the food is, oh, chef's kiss, immaculate. I mean, my dining hall doesn't do it for me. It don't do it for me, and it won't do it for most college students. Bring condiments with you. Salt, pepper, lemons, ketchup, mustard, steak sauce, soy sauce, plum sauce, you name it, you bring it. Hot sauce, anything goes. Communal bathroom, showering. See, your boy was actually in the honors program. Quote unquote, I wasn't supposed to have communal washrooms, but thanks to COVID, everyone's had to move themselves into regular residence halls. So there's no honors style now that's only for upperclassmen, which that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. In return, I think you really need to make sure that you bring A, shower shoes. B, don't stay in there too long, get in and get out. You will see some things in there that you wish you had never seen in your life. Now, my communal bathroom wasn't that bad of an experience. I know a lot of people have a lot worse of an experience than probably I did, but people will be leaving some crazy stuff. You'll see some hair on the floor. You'll see people leaving stuff in the bathroom, their towels, their, especially when it comes, razors with hair on it. It can get a little gross, but you have to live with it. Just get in, get out. Once you get into upperclassmen housing, you will have your own bathroom or you'll have apartment style housing. So get through the first 2, maybe 3 years and just get it done. Don't worry, it is not as bad as you think, but you're gonna need to get in and get out. This is really gonna apply to the people that are struggling with online school, kind of tying back into the academic aspect of college. It's gonna be very hard. You're gonna struggle, you're gonna be tired. I'm sorry, I can't sugarcoat it for you. But try to not have that mindset and that mantra in your brain. Try to enjoy the experience and try to just make the most out of this, because we're gonna get out of this hopefully by next summer, because if it doesn't by next summer, I'm literally gonna flip the frick out. Be nice to your professors. I'm telling you, if you're not nice to your professors, you're in trouble. They're literally gonna be responsible for the grade that you get. And I feel like, at least at Drake, our professors are really, really nice. And especially since Drake is such a small school, such a small campus, I feel like you really can get a tight-knit, close bond with them. And I feel like that in return is gonna really help your grades grow, because if you have good teachers that are always there for you and that are always gonna help you, that in return is gonna really be something that really holds deep in your heart. And I've already met so many great professors. I love my advisor. I love all my teachers. I made so many close friends, even in COVID. So if you have the opportunity like me and you're able to go on campus, take advantage of every opportunity you have, because most kids do not have the opportunity to go on campus this fall. Most people were literally doing it online completely and literally paying money, almost full price, to do their classes on a Zoom call. So you kind of have to be a little grateful if your college is letting you be on campus, which I know it sucks, but you know what? We're gonna get through this and we're gonna be able to learn and grow from this. And last thing that I'm gonna really talk to you guys about is trying to find your tight-knit bond and your friends. Do not be like me, as Best Dress would say, be a friendship starfish that just literally lays there and waits for someone to come talk to them. You're gonna have to be assertive and you're gonna have to talk to people and you're gonna have to make those relationships, because you're just gonna be laying on the floor. You're not gonna really talk to people. If you're gonna shiver and quake and not say anything, you're not gonna make a lot of friends. And I will tell you, at least for the first month and a half being on campus, I didn't really have a lot of friends, because I was very kind of closed off, even though I was trying to get involved into things. Because I know this is gonna be so shocking to people that actually know me, I'm a pretty introverted person when it comes to being in new environments. I'm not someone that likes to come out and talk with people and be that social butterfly. I kind of just like to hang back, try to see and feel the ground of what everything feels like. And not that's a bad thing, but don't do that for an entire month and a half. Maybe do that for the first week and then start talking with people and making connections with others. Because if you're gonna do that for the whole semester, I don't think you're gonna last very long and you're gonna feel very lonely and it's not a good time. So please try to make friends ASAP. Wow, that was fun. Well guys, this is pretty much all that I had to talk to you guys about today. I kind of just rambled on and just chit-chatted away about pretty much my entire life here at college, and I hope this was helpful to some of you guys. And luckily my final exams, yep, are over. I did well, at least I hope. For the college students, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's been a pretty exhausting time period, and all we can do is just hope for the best and plan for the worst. So I really hope you guys have a wonderful, fantabulous day, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!